Pandas. Pandas. Pandas, 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 pandas. I got broads in Atlanta to some dope lean and a panda. Pandas, welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you guys are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is Whiskey Wednesday. Whiskey Wednesday. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Make sure you guys drop a GM in the chat. We just finished the pre-market show, and always have a great time there. It's always good to see the pandas there all coming together and able to talk through some of the struggles that we may have or some of the plans that we have. And I think it's really good, especially when it comes to trade. It's a little more intimate setting, a little more cozy, and we can talk a little more deeply about individual things. So it's nice, and I can talk a little more free. Of course I can talk more freely because everything is just 100% disclosed there, but it's it's nice that there's at least some sort of medium where if you want to follow my journey a little more closely, if you want to see kind of some little more raw information, or you personally like to share with other pandas, then it's a nice place to be. And honestly, it's nice coffee. It's nice coffee money for me and Mrs. Panda. I even created a one of the requests. Someone requested, one of the pandas requested just a pretty simple indicator, and I made it for them because I know they support me, so it's a little I can give back to that person. This is so many perks. Too many perks. Indie Scalper, good morning. Hansman, good morning. Dante, good morning, guys. Welcome to the stream. We have Whiskey Wednesday, 200 like goal. I'm being realistic here at this point. We got 200 like goal because the viewership is struggling a little bit during the stream, and it's because I go on vacations and I take breaks, and when I come back, it just takes like a month to get people to come back consistently, at least. And so I am actually looking for a fail second entry short here. I am looking for that. I'm looking to go long. The reason being is because we have a major trend reversal set up here, and it may trigger around the open, and I may be interested. By the way, from what I know, I don't think there's any big news items today. Big news item this week will be tomorrow, unemployment claims, and also Friday, which will be the flash services, flash manufacturing PMI. So those are the big news items. I don't think either of those I would feel confident in for an account making or breaking trade. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but typically the account making breaking trades are usually surrounded about CPI and FOMC in the announcements. CPI is a big one, and any FOMC is also very big. So usually those are the big ones that I look for, but yeah, I mean, I can imagine unemployment claims being pretty big, but yeah, I'm not sure account making or breaking. I'm not sure if the market's going to move like 12 points in one direction. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Is it possible to get to 100 likes before 9:30? I'm tempted. I'm tempted to put a whiskey challenge out for the 9:30 100 like goal. I'm tempted, but I'm just gonna ask you guys if you guys can do it, and if you guys can, then I will. I'll be just very, very thankful, and we'll be very close to the whiskey goal. Mike Thompson, good morning. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Chima Obi Ihanako. Ihanacho. Wow, what a name. What a name. Chima Obi Ihanacho. Ihanacho. What a name. So you're a girl. Your girl needs to call you by your full name because that is so much cooler than just Panda. Bear Bull Trader says, regardless the whiskey challenge or not, I already scalped the like button. Panda is the only trader who's able to perform a live trading show. Let's go, baby. Hey, appreciate it. Obi for short. All right. That's a cool name. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Alright, Cruz, just saw the Super Mario movie. I actually do want to watch that. I mean, growing up, that is like 100% part of my childhood. It's like a core mem. I still remember when I got my first SNES, and I remember as a kid, it was probably one of the greatest moments, as a child. I remember that, and I just remember it was, playing Super Mario. Oh my goodness. Like, the graphics for SNES was incredible for its time. I do want to watch it. I want to know if Super Mario is like catered more to like the people growing up playing it, or more catered to like younger audiences. I mean, it makes sense to be younger audiences because in general it's like a kind of like a chiller's game, and they're still making new ones. But it's like, but the people who watch it, the range of the audience of the age is so wide, because everyone's, if you're like a '90s kid, you grew up playing it, and now all the way up to now, like everyone still plays it. So Yoshi's Island, such a banger. Oh wow, a lot of you guys watched it. I need to watch it, huh? Mario Brothers 2. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a Super Mario live action movie. It had nothing to do with the actual game. They just used like the characters, and I had no idea what the movie was about and what it had to do with the actual game. But I remember that live action movie was kind of like scary as a kid watching it. I just had no idea what was going on. Yeah. Yeah, Super Mario got low rating for critics, but got pretty good ratings for audience. I am looking for a fail so I can enter short here, pandas. A, B, C. And it might be a big reversal. The main reason being is I feel like we're still on an uptrend, and yes, Big Mama did hit in the overnight session. Just noticed that, and it was successful for a scalp. Again, that's my homemade strategy with Big Mamas, and it is incredibly high probability trade, and incredibly easy to trade. Incredibly easy to learn. My flesh. Why do they have guns? You obviously never played Super Mario. That's Super Mario's main attack, the Tommy gun. But I do want to watch it. Mrs. Pan and I were talking about trying to schedule time to watch it. Honestly, I follow Moist Critical, and I agree with a lot of the things he says in his past reviews, and I think for some reason, when he describes things, I'm like really like aligned with a lot of the way he explains things. So I appreciate his opinions a lot, and I think he said he really enjoyed the movie. So I'm curious. I want to be entertained. GC Burke asked, Panda, can you tell us how you got interested in trading? Yeah, of course. Market's about to open in 3 minutes. daily chart is showing us a small reversal here, but we're still in an uptrend. We could come back down to the 20 EMA here and back into this blue box because we have so much chop here. This could be a failed breakout, and we may need to reload a little bit before reaching the top of the trading range. Completely reasonable here, and that could happen. That could happen. So I'm not sure what kind of day. We may have a bear trend day today on the intraday chart. Could be possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we keep going up, but in this spot here, I feel like this is primed for a reversal. About 2 more minutes to market opens, and we may get the reverse. We may get the setup right at market open, which I may take it, I may not. It's a bit risky because of that. Nauseum asks, Panda, can you explain second entry short? Does that mean enter short position or long? Second entry short means you want to enter short. Second entry long means you want to enter long. Second entry short means that it's a second entry to the downside. And entries are counted by how many pullbacks there are. So it's the it's an entry after the second pullback. This is the first pullback. See, imagine you're in a downtrend. This is a downtrend. And this is the first pullback of the downtrend. And this is the first entry, which comes after the first pullback. And now here's a second pullback. And then the next entry after that will be the second entry. So that is what a second entry is. Second entry short. Second entry long is the opposite. It's just the entry after the two-legged move. So here we make it a fail second entry short, which is what I'm looking for. A, B, C, fail second entry short. Second entry short here, fails, reverses. That's what I'm looking for. Reason, downtrend, break a trend, new low. And now that new low was created with an H4 setup, which is a very good reversal setup.
10,000
and we may be rocking and rolling here. I am looking to go for a setup. Hopefully I can, I don't know. I mean, I don't trade right at the open, but the setup is this good right at the open. I may take it. It's risky because there could be some unexpected volatility that may cause the price action to stop you out or just go sideways and kind of do something very volatile. And yeah, so it's a bit risky, but hopefully we can get this. I noticed your chart says 2000 tick. Can you explain, please? I am used to trading on the 5-minute. Yep, 5-minute chart. I also trade that as well. Okay, so we don't get the second entry short, which makes it unfortunate that we may miss this move because the market was not kind enough to give us our setup. We were about 2 ticks away from getting our setup, and the market moved anyways the direction I thought we were going to go. So unfortunately, we couldn't get the setup. I was trying to go long here, but the market didn't give us our failed second entry short. So we skip it, we move on, and we look for another setup. I call that premise out, and I want the setup to go along with my premise. And the premise is happening, but didn't get the setup, so we missed this move. Unfortunately. Yeah, so Cheeb or OB says, asks, what is 2000 tick chart? 2000 tick chart is for every 2,000 transactions, there is it's 1 tick, or sorry, 1 candle, and every tick is a transaction. So you need 2,000 transactions to get 1 candle. The reason why we like this is because we're actually looking at the price action of the volume here, which is helpful in one way, but at the end, price action is price action, and so you could look at a 5-minute chart and it's the same thing. But the nice thing about the tick charts is that you get a slightly different perspective because you're looking at volume. And also, not only that, we are using 2000 tick chart because you need to find a time frame, or we call it tick frame, whatever frame you use, where every candle needs to be big enough for a scalp. And so the 2000 tick chart is kind of that sweet spot. We do have the trap trade here, but now at this point it's a little too far away from 20 May. I wanted this to trigger here, and the fact that it kind of already made a move up here makes me want to skip this. I may take a second entry long, but yeah, it's a bit tricky. I feel like maybe spiking channel starting to form here. Who knows? We got the 20 EMA still protecting us. Maybe a second entry long here. A, B, C. Second entry long, continue this uptrend, small reversal. We currently may have a double top here, but we'll wait here. We'll wait here. I may look for a second entry long. GC Burke, I have not forgotten your question. I'm just waiting because the market just opened, so we may get some good price action here. I don't want to miss this, so I will answer your question. Okay, so the trap does trigger, and it's not going up on the trap. I thought maybe you can get a second entry long here. The main reason I didn't take it, again, it's just too far from 20 MA, and I wanted it here. You know, I wanted it here. It'd been perfect. A, B, C, and then create the second entry short right off the 20 MA and push up, but unfortunately we didn't get the setup, so it is what it is. And the trap is good enough for a perfect scalp at least. So I can't take it here. It's just too far with 20 MA. If we got closer to 20 MA and at least and tested this trend line, then maybe I would have been more interested. No setup here. Just gonna watch it go now. We don't have anything, so at this point we need a break of trend to new high to look for a short trade. We could look for a second entry long here, but yeah, it's a little bit difficult. Decent push down. 10,000 tick chart touches the 20 MA. Yeah, so for those who are wondering, I use a 2,000 tick chart, also use a 10,000 tick chart, also use the 5-minute chart. And you can see the 5-minute chart has a big gap right now. It may try to fill it. It did fill this big gap here. It may try to fill this one as well, but hard to say. Get a pretty sharp move down to make a break of trend now. Okay, second entry long, maybe here. Pandas, would you take the second entry long? A, B, C, coming off the 20 MA here. First break of trend. Second entry long. Good signal bar off the 20 MA. Would you take it? Kyle Luber said he just did. You don't care. Do what I want. Nice signal bar, second entry long off the 20 MA. I'm skipping it. Not because I don't think it's a bad setup, but because I do feel like we're near resistance areas, and I don't like to trade long into a resistance area. It's a very small risk as well, so I wouldn't feel so bad even if I lost this trade. Ooh, okay. Almost scalps you out. Almost. It looks good for a scalp. The 25s will be a perfect scalp. You take the 25s here. Break of trend, looking for a new high. It makes sense. A lot of this makes sense to go long here, but at the same time, yeah, I just don't like to trade. Wow. So if you went long here, you just got stopped out. That's why I didn't want to go long there. I just felt like we're too close to resistance area. 10,000 tick chart bouncing off the 20 MA. I mentioned that already. And it just, this is an attempt to new high. Market's getting a little wild right now. It's pretty sideways at the moment. Very hard to tell what's going to happen. But unfortunately, if you went long here, you most likely just got stopped out. But, you lost, what, 2 points. It was a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It's not the end of the world. That means with one single trade, you can come out break even. A lot of you guys said no to that, so congrats, because you were right. The setup itself, not too bad, but I don't know. Maybe you could say it got a little too choppy here. This is not the cleanest second entry long, but it's above the 20 MA. Good signal bar, but the signal bar is basically inside bar to this bar. So you can, the problem with the inside bar is because this can act as a resistance, right? The top of the outside bar that creates these inside bars can act as a resistance here, making it a little tricky. Now we're going pretty sideways, in and out 20 MA. Sitting on my pause here, going to wait for clear direction and better price action here before taking trades. So at this point, I'll answer GC Burke's question of, by the way, pandas, we do have a 200 like goal on the whiskey challenge. If we can get to 200 likes by the end of this stream, yours truly will open a bottle of some whiskey and drink some AM whiskey. It's kind of a punishment. At the same time, a reward because, yeah, I don't know if you ever drink whiskey, 10:30 in the morning. But, you still have the taste of toothpaste in your mouth, and it's just not a good combo. Not a good combo. But I think we can make it today, pandas. I think if everyone did their part, I would say you will hit the 200 like goal if everyone does their part. Live free or fight says it was good for 1.75. Yep. So if you go for like 1 point, then of course it works. Bill 7 asks, I made 500 today with 2 accounts. One lagged the other by over 100 because the trade coffee was slow, but both accounts are positive. I'm quitting for today. Hey, congratulations. Everyone knows their own tolerance and goals. So if that is your goal, then congratulations. You made your own goal. Freedom and whiskey. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. What got me interested into trading? I think the prospect of just making money sitting at home kind of got me interested, a long time ago. But more specifically, I guess what got me interested in futures trading, what I'm doing now, day trading. I think, what can I say? Michael Chin. That's how it began. It really began with Michael Chin. You got to give him credit where credit is due. And yeah, I got interested. I saw the strategy. I was like, okay, it's a strategy that can be easily traded, and it can be mechanical to the point where you can even make an indicator, such as the indicator here, and and those are the kind of the things that made me interested. It was the aspect of it being technical, because I'm more of a technical type person. So or panda, sorry. I keep thinking I'm a human. I'm a technical panda, and that means that I was drawn to how technical this was. Also, I guess my journey to here, I started with maybe doing some, just basic stock trading, doing the regular patterns, looking at indicators, and I've come to a point where I've basically stripped away every indicator and I'm just trading price action now. And the reason being is because no one tells you, that every strategy, including indicators, is you have to know price action. You do. Regardless if you're going to use the RSI, MACD, you need to know how to read price action to know when's a good time to rely on those indicators. The indicators are only as good as the price action or the context. So if that's the case, then I'm like, I just need to learn how to do price action first, solidly. So Kyle Lubers, all done for today, up $2,168 at the commissions. Thank you for the heads up on the long call out. Kyle Lubers with the $4 super chat. Appreciate it. I really appreciate that. But Kyle Lubers, you made $2,168. I mean, $4. You can do a little bit better. I'm just joking. Kyle Lubers has been a longtime supporter, at least 1 month supporter, and also dropping the super secret. Hey, appreciate it. You don't owe me anything. We're doing this together. So I know that you are donating purely out of gratitude. So I am super thankful. I am thankful that you are thankful, and I appreciate the acknowledgement. So hey, thank you. I hope your trading journey gets better from here. Nozim says, Panda, what do you think of automated trading? I saw someone selling a bot for $1,000 to trade NQ or ES. No, just say no. I would say no. At least be highly skeptical. Highly skeptical. If they are claiming that you will be profitable if you run this bot for a certain amount of time, then I would put them against that guarantee, and then I would purchase $1,000 trading bot. The main reason being is because I want them to be liable if it does not produce results. At $1,000 price point, that's pretty steep, and you have to be very sure that the bot will do something kind of incredible, something that you would not be able to have to do. Chris Connor says, I'm thinking about signing up for Apex. Any idea what the pros or cons are? Chris Connor, honestly, if you want to sign up for Apex, it is a time to do it, because the 90% off BBM90 code makes it so you can get an account, a 50K account for $16. It's virtually no risk on your part, and also including that is if you do get a PA account, you do have to pay either the one-time fee or the monthly fee. And so just be aware of that. Just be aware of it. Do your due diligence. But this is the time to do it. So which is better, Rhythmic or Tradeovate? Rhythmic is basically you're trying to trade with Ninja Trader or anything that can use Rhythmic, and Tradeovate is like its own online platform. Which one's better? I would say I personally think Rhythmic, because you can use Ninja Trader, and the main reason being is because you can have the indicator. That's one thing, but also there's pros and cons for both. But for me, to be able to have these custom indicators, where the trading range indicator, also the two-leg pullback indicator, makes it so hands down I will use Rhythmic. Also the trade copier, I believe there is a trade copier also with Tradeovate. I cannot confirm that. I don't use Tradeovate, so if someone else can confirm that, that'd be great. But with Tradeovate, the cons are you can trade anywhere, and that's a plus. I'm not sure how good their online platform or their mobile platform is, but from what I understand, it's cloud, and so you can do it online, which is also super nice. So if you don't care about having custom indicators, if you don't care about any of those things or the tools you get with Ninja Trader, and the power you have from this application is very, very powerful. I mean, I love Ninja Trader. I love the fact that I can put orders like this with don't have to right click. I can use my hotkeys. It's basically gamified for me. So I'm very used to Ninja Trader, and it's set up very specifically how I like it. But Tradeovate, you might be able to do all the same stuff with hotkeys and all these things, but at the same time, I'm just very used to it. So to be honest, I can't answer much. I can just tell you how good Ninja Trader is. I cannot answer how good Tradeovate is. So I can't really compare the two. But if someone out there has good experience on both, then maybe you can give a better answer. I can't give a fair answer, let's say, because I don't use Tradeovate. So, but I can already tell you one of the nice things about Tradeovate is that it's online. I would say that's the main benefit. Load asks, is BBM90 code for 1 month only? It is for the first month, and then 80% off after that. It's probably the best deal that they've ever had, and it's nice. It's that It's the fact that this is completely sideways and the price action is completely drained. The only setup right now may potentially be the second entry short, lower high second short on the 10,000 tick chart. I may be interested in this because, according to 10,000 tick chart, I don't know. I don't know how I would really chart this. Probably something like this or even like this. Yeah. Tough. 10,000 tick chart is flashing a second entry short here, lower high. I may be interested in it, but it's a bit sketchy. It's a bit sketchy. It's a bit sketchy because the 2000 tick chart is so sideways. But if I were to make a guess, in the big picture which way this would go, I would think short if this does trigger, because we're clearly underneath the 20 MA on the 10,000 tick chart. Patsy says there is trade copper, but you can't use bracket orders. What? How? You have to use bracket orders. How can you not use bracket orders? You have to use bracket orders. That's a deal breaker for me if you can't use bracket orders. Chris Connor says, I'm pretty sure NinjaTrader and TradeAway can be traded together. In fact, I'm trading both on a personal account. Sure, but if you sign up for Apex, you can do only one or the other. I guess you can do both if you purchase both of them. I'm not sure how that works, but yep, Ninja bought TradeAway exactly, but in terms of data feed and things like that, they're separate. So you can pretty much treat them as separate entities. Yeah, NinjaTrader also has automated strategy capabilities, which is amazing. Chris Connor asks, also interesting indicator. I will say, yes. Okay, yeah. So the pro is that the deluxe version, you can get access to the automated strategy capabilities of the indicator, and also lifetime access to the two-legged pullback Discord, where there's hundreds of people in there discussing setups. That's where I am at after stream, and we discuss good setups, potential setups. Dante asks, do I know why they're doing all these deals lately? To be honest, I think it's competition. I don't know any other. I mean, that's maybe a simple answer, but Pandas, by the way, we're still completely sideways. I am not taking a trade in this complete chop, and so I'm letting this go. So spending some time answering some chats here. And this might be a good time to ask questions because we have some time here. This is way too sideways, way too choppy. I'm not trading this. You can trade it, but I'm not. Brewery, do I have to sign up with another email, or can I use the same email if I want to have multiple accounts? You can trade the same. You can have up to 20 accounts with the same account, same user. Let me make that more clear. With the same user, you can have up to 20 accounts. Turtle Toes asks, how long has the price action been this low? For a very long time. Very long time. I would say last 6 months, the price action has been very terrible. And I honestly feel bad for people entering trading now, getting interested in futures now, because the price action has been so bad. It's just very hard. The emini used to be the land of the two-legged pullback, the land of the scalps and swings, milk and honey. But nowadays, because of the volatility, or the volume is just low, I don't know what it is, or the confusion in the market, it's just the price action has been very terrible. I think very difficult to trade. Obi says, how can a panda like me join your panda clan, and what do I stand to gain? You can look in the members thing, and you can see all the perks. If you become a panda, you get like some of the benefits of, obviously, during the chat here, you can see green names, you get panda emoticons. But I think people get most value of the fact that they get access to the pre-market show. Pre-market show, I go over all my account balances. I show you all my accounts. I show you my journey up and close. And so, I at least have a mechanism where you can see everything. I don't think any YouTuber does that. I also trade, 100% live here using two-legged pullback. And so, it's just at least, where the pandas here can vouch for what happens in the pre-market show. They can vouch. Obviously, they're not going to go to any details, because that's proprietary information, but at least they can vouch for what happens in the pre-market show, and that they're here, and they will be able to call me out anytime I say anything false. So if I say like, yeah, I was so profitable last year, they know. They'll be able to call me out and say, no, that's not true. And so having the pandas here, they know like how much money I made last year and all that. So I think if anything, the learning curve might be, you might get over the learning curve even more quickly if you're entering trading now, because you're realizing more and more very quickly that there may be days where you take 0 trades, and there may be days where you have to recognize that, oh, this is going to be a choppy day, most likely a choppy day. This is most likely going to be a choppy day. Just look at the price action. Look at the 5-minute chart. The first 5 candles on the 5-minute chart are completely overlapping. It's very choppy. Second entry short does trigger on the 10,000 tick chart. Notice, but look how many bars overlap. Also notice we're clearly underneath the 20 MA. So you have increased chances, in my opinion, that this will go down even more. But at the same time, it's the immediate price action is very choppy. This is hard to tell. So all I know is the 2000 tick chart is that it's very, very sideways, and I'm not looking for a setup right now. We've been in about a 4-point range for the last 30 minutes almost. A 4-point range on a $4,000 product. It's absolutely incredible. OBS, do you teach pandas about your chart setup? Yeah, if you go into my channel and just search settings, NinjaTrader settings, I go over how I set up my charts. I think the key part for a lot of people is how to set up ATMs. A lot of people do not do that. They started with NinjaTrader recently. ATMs are a big thing to learn. Like, it's not hard, but you need to learn them and how they work. And also hotkeys. Hotkeys make trading just so much more enjoyable and a lot more easier to use, especially with NinjaTrader. So I'll go over how to set up hotkeys as well, and hopefully that's all helpful. The 10,000 tick chart may trap here, and that's kind of the risk you take on trading in this choppiness. Even though it's a second entry short, when you look at the price action, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good setup. It's just too choppy. And look, it's about to reverse. Ouch. Thoughts and prayers to those who went short there. I skipped it because of how sideways we've been going. So I guess one benefit of learning how to trade in these market conditions as of late, let's say in the last 6 months, I would say, is that you learn quickly that trading is very difficult, and you also learn very quickly, hopefully, what days are going to be harder than others, and you can quickly recognize, I think today is going to be a tough day. I'm just seeing this price action right now. Like, I don't think it's going to be easy. It might change later, like after the lunch hour, but right now this is very difficult, and this is showing signs that this may be a hard day to trade. Chris, do you recommend the Al Brooks book? I recommend his course, his online course. I recommend his books, of course. And if you're savvy enough, you can find those books pretty easily. But I would recommend the course. I think the course has gold in it. And yeah, even for me, I still go through the course, often. OBS, so what are ATMs and hotkeys? ATMs are basically bracket orders. So the moment you enter a trade, you can set up your ATM strategy to set up your stop loss and your, like a fixed stop loss and a fixed profit target. And so if you enter a trade, it will do that automatically. So you don't have to do that manually. So that's what ATM, automated trade management, I believe that's called. And yeah, so you set that up. And also the hotkeys are on my keyboard. I can set up these, I can do everything off of the chart. So the hotkeys, I can set up this order here that was done with a hotkey, and then I can drag it to where I would like it. And same here, I can drag it to where I like it. And so, yeah, it just makes it much easier. Completely choppy here, and we are going back and forth, and we are just staring at this together, pandas. I mean, this is what the real bros do, the real pandas. We love sitting through this paint drying. Notice 10,000 tick chart technically has not yet stopped you out, and actually is another sideways bar, making it more 50-50. But good thing it didn't stop you out if you were short there. I mean, it was close, but technically you should be fine. Advanced trade management, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Josh 808, appreciate that. Pandas, we have 181 viewers. With your powers combined, we can get to the 200 like goal easily, if everyone does their part. And if you guys don't know what the whiskey challenge is basically if you get to 200 likes during stream, yours truly will drink some whiskey on stream and celebrate. And at the same time also punished, because drinking whiskey after brushing your teeth is not the greatest feeling. So, wow, 100 likes. We're already halfway there, pandas. 102 likes. We're already halfway there, pandas. Is today the day? It's been a while since we hit the whiskey challenge. Is today the day we will actually hit it? I believe if everyone does their part, we will hit that goal. Alright, pandas, for those who are new, I haven't done this spiel in a while, but hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Buy Money. I know there's probably new viewers here, and so let me introduce myself. I'm your favorite trading panda, trading the emini live every single day, and we trade only one single setup here, the two-legged pullback. Try to keep things simple as possible. It's a price action setup, and it looks something like this. Usually when there's a big move, we look for a two-legged move, two-legged pullback, and then we want a continuation. So we like to enter into this, what we call the second entry. This is the entry after the second pullback. We call this the first pullback, first entry, second pullback, second entry. And so this is the setup we look for, and also we look for this on the short side as well. Same thing, but the other way, A, B, C. We also call it an ABC pattern because it's much easier to say that than first pullback, first entry, second pullback, second entry. It's a lot easier to say ABC than that. It's the same idea. So we're looking for this pattern in the charts. And for instance, right here, this is a second entry short. It's not a pretty one, nor it's a necessarily good one, but it's a second entry short, A, B, C. Two-legged pullback, downtrend, two-legged pullback, and then you can see continuation down to the original trend. And that's the basis, the most most basic information about the setup we're looking for. So usually we want to find this off a key area such as a moving average and or a trend line or a support resistance level, and that's the main idea of the two-legged pullback price action. And if you see on the screen, I have a indicator with all the numbers here, and this indicator tells you where all the two-legged pullbacks are with a simple color code. Dark green numbers are two-legged or second entry longs. The dark red numbers are second entry shorts. And so this automatically helps you find all these second entries. And also traps are marked with magenta boxes. You can see we're in trap city here. Everything's trapping. We're super choppy. This means that we are just sitting on our paws waiting for better price action. Also, we have a trading range indicator where we can see with pure price action the trading range that we're in. And this is, I believe, the only indicator on the market that uses price action to find these ranges. And you can find both of these indicators at the official two-legged pullback website, www.twoleggedpullback.com. We also trade 100% risk-free using Apex. And so that's the nice thing about futures trading, that you have these prop firms that give you the ability to trade for free and without any risk. And so I am trading 100% risk-free right now. If you look at the top left of your screen, I am doing a 300K account, and I am trying to pass it so I can get funded. I've been tempted many times just to pass it all in one trade, but I'm trying to trade this slowly and surely. And all the trades that you see on the top, or the accounts that you see on the top left, they're only trades I've taken during stream, and I'm slightly red on that account, but we're slowly getting back to profitability. 10,000 tick chart, we do get a trap trade here. And so with that being said, right now there is a promo going on, BBM 90. You can get 90% off the eval, which is virtually free in my opinion for what you can get. And so take advantage of it while it lasts. It's only one more day until it ends. And so personally, I like to gather a few while the promo still lasts. It's 90% off the first month, 80% off the following months after that. But typically on any eval, you want to finish the eval within 1 month so you don't have to pay the renewal. Not saying that if you don't do that, you're doing something bad, but typically I like to pass them before 1 month pass, just so I don't have to keep paying that evaluation fee. Welcome to the channel, pandas. Allow myself to introduce myself. Iron Crew says, I already have 5 shots of whiskey. For every like, I will do 1 shot of whiskey. That's what he's saying. Marty G, we love you, Panda. Hey, appreciate it.
10,000 tick trap.
David Walls, I'll take a shot for each trade Panda gets in the chop. Let me switch over to Sim real quick, and I'll do that. Break a trend to new high created. Top of the trading range on the trading range indicator. As you can see, trading range indicator was giving us a trading range here already, and we hit the top and we're coming back down. A lower high setup may be okay here, but still I feel like we're in the middle of the range. It's just not very clear. Very confusing. Sorry if you thought you got a phone call. My phone has been going off. I will say right now, don't ever make a financial inquiry on LendingTree unless you're ready to receive dozens of phone calls. That was a mistake I made. I put a small inquiry. I wanted to compare rates to loans or what they are right now, and and apparently that means that's free reign, free license for every single financial institution to call you and tell you about their great deals. RGE asked, Dear Mr. Panda, is this a love letter? Is there a good course or website to learn NinjaScript that you know of or can recommend? Thanks. It's hard to really give you a course because it's just it's C# and you just have to learn C#. I think the nice thing about Ninja Trader is that there's a pretty big community for the automated trading scene. So they have a lot of templates out there, and you can use a lot of examples. And I think the NinjaTrader API is really good. They have a lot of information and good support that they will try to help you out. So there's a lot of resources out there. Yeah.
$10,000 tick trap.
Justin believes that the 50K account has the best value. Yep, I think it's a very good value. I personally, I think it's a very good value. I think people are very successful trading the 50K accounts. But for me, it's just the trading or the trading threshold is just too little. It's just too small. I can't trade comfortably how I normally trade. If you guys don't know, what you typically want, the general rule of thumb or the safe rule is for every contract you want to trade on the E-mini, you should have $10,000 in margin. $10,000 margin. So if you're trading personal account, you should have a $10,000 account to trade one single contract of the E-mini. The main reason being is because the general rule of thumb for risking, for any risk you take, should be 2% of your total account. You should never risk more than that. So what's 2% of 10,000? 10,000, 2% of that is $200. And so if you're scalping the E-mini, typically what I risk is about $200 per trade because the max risk I will ever take will be 4 points. And so 4 points on the E-mini for one contract is $200. And so that's how you derive, the $10,000 margin for every single E-mini. And so if you're like doing a 50K account, you're wondering, why am I keep busting my accounts? It's because your margin may just be too small for you. And you may have to trade micros instead. But I don't like to trade micros. I'm in a place where I want to only trade E-minis. And so for me, I'm a little more relaxed than that. So I like to have $5,000 for every E-mini. So that I will only really risk 4% at any one time, risk 4% of my account in any trade. And yeah, so for me, the lowest I would really go is probably the 150K account, but that's me. I understand the 50K account is amazing. It's only $16 to really open, and you can pass them within one trade, to be honest, because you can trade 10 contracts, and the ratio to pass, the profit target versus the trailing threshold is very good as well. It's probably one of the better. It's one of the best when it comes to Apex accounts, as in, you get like a $2,500 trailing threshold, and your goal is $3,000. That's almost a 1-to-1. If you want to do a 150K account, your trailing threshold is 5,000, but your target is $9,000. It's almost 2-to-1, and so the ratio from the profit target to the trailing threshold amount is one of the best in the 50K account. So I understand. I understand. If you like the 50K account, like, go for it. It's everyone's own personality and trading style, whatever fits you. So. GC Berg says he's using the 100K accounts. Yeah, 100K accounts is a little bit better. Have I passed the 300K? I've been working for a while. The one that I've been trading on stream, I have not yet passed. Have I passed 300K accounts? Plenty of times. Plenty of times. But the real benefit of the 300K account is not as good as you think. The main benefit is the trailing threshold is very large. But with a large trailing threshold, you need a large amount to pull out money. So the second best thing about the 300K account is the fact that you can trade a lot of contracts. But typically, I wouldn't trade that many contracts. And so, you got to kind of find that medium of enough contract sizes, but also where the goal to withdraw money from the account is not too large. So if you want to withdraw money
10,000 tick
from
trap.
the 300K account, you need to make $7,500 on your account. It's quite a lot. Nozim says, I feel with eval you have to risk 5 to 10 contracts. Yep, that's what we're doing here. We're trading 5 contracts. And no setups, completely sideways. And we are just watching this go. So that's another reason why I like to do Whiskey Challenge on Wednesday. Because Wednesdays are typically very slow like this. So, Pandas, make sure you scalp that like button. We are only 89 likes away. We're very close actually, and we still have some time. We have about 30 more minutes, and I think we can. We're on track to hitting the Whiskey Challenge. It's been a while since we hit this Whiskey Challenge. Obi asks, does one officially become a panda by buying the deluxe two-legged pullback? No. The panda on this stream is separate from the Discord. You can become a super panda, which gives you access to pre-market show and also access to the Discord. Or if you purchase the deluxe, then you get access to the Discord, but you don't have access to any of the pre-market shows or perks of a panda. So, yep. We're slowly rising here. Trap trade on the 10,000 tick chart is actually showing a little bit of signs of reversing, that this trap is actually reversing the market right now. It's very choppy. Not entirely sure, not entirely confident of what's happening here. Okay, decent move up. How much is Super Panda? Super Panda is, I believe, $19.99 a month. How do I become a Super Panda? It's the same way you become a regular panda. You go through the membership. Free paper cut saying it may close a gap. 5-minute chart. There is a gap here. If you guys are wondering why there's a gap on the 5-minute chart, it's because I only chart the regular trading hours on the 5-minute chart. I don't like to have the extended hours because the price action doesn't make sense. You know, it's not reliable price action on the 5-minute chart on the extended hours. That's another reason why I like the tick charts, because it's more consistent across the extended hours and also the regular trading hours. So I can have a continuous price action analysis. You know, I can use a price action throughout the entire continuously, let's say, from the extended hours into the regular trading hours. Talk to me as how do you set that up? If you want to have a similar setup in the 5-minute, you go to the data series, go to 5-minute chart data series, and then on the bottom it asks you which is it near the bottom? I forget. I can go quickly. Actually near the top under time frame it says trading hours, and then you click on that and go to US equities RTH. It's probably the one of the last options there, and you can select that. Obi says I can't find the membership link. There may be a link in the description. Also, you should see a button. If you don't see a button, then you might be on like I don't know. If you're on your desktop, you should see it. I don't know. Yes, sir. 90% off. Stephen H says, Panda, you're inciting gambling behavior. Being consistent is Apex rule of thumb. So if you can't pass the eval doing the trading you're supposed to, then it's unlikely that you'll make any withdrawable money. I 100% do not agree with that statement. Whoa, Obi became a super panda. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the two-legged badge as it forms over time. Your panda emoticons. Also access to the pre-market show and also access to the two-legged pullback Discord. Yeah, you don't play. Appreciate it. Pandas, give Obi a nice warm welcome here. When is the Discord? I'm not sure how to answer that. The Discord is all the time. By the way, to make a comment on Stephen H's chat, I've said many times, if you're not a profitable trader, you're not gonna make money. That's the definition. If you're not profitable, I would say take it slow. Take Apex slow. Get one account. Trade it as consistently as you can. If you see results with one account, guess what? You probably can see results with 10 accounts. And so you can build up from there. But if you cannot be consistent with one account, do not ever think you can be able to withdraw money. You just, by definition, you cannot. So I've said many times on the stream, when you do this, just be mindful. You have to have that self-awareness to know, am I a profitable trader? If you're not, then take it slow. Just do one account and trade as best as you can. I would say if you can withdraw money with one account, then you're in a good place. But also, I don't agree with the fact that if you trade more aggressively in the eval, then you can't withdraw money on the P accounts, because with the evals you can be aggressive. There's nothing wrong with that. You can be, because your goals are different. Your goal for the eval is to pass it, and your goal for the eval is not to show consistency. Your goal for the eval is to pass it. That's the point of the eval. You can create your own personal goal, if you want to be consistent in eval, but really what you're trying to do with any eval is you want to pass it. And when it comes to PA accounts, then you want to be consistent. But I would say the goal of the eval for me is to pass it. It depends on your goals. If your goal for the eval is to keep practicing, then yeah, be consistent. But for me, my goal is to get funded accounts. That is the whole goal for me. So for the eval. Obi says, I got 10 25k accounts. Whew. But I have been trading sim all week. Okay. The nice thing about the Apex accounts is that I'm not sure if you have the free version of NinjaTrader, but if you have any account with Apex, then you get access to free data and free license. So if you been using a lower form of NinjaTrader, then paying a small fee with Apex, especially with the 90% off and the 80% off following after that, with a 25k account, you can basically you have free data and free license, so you can get all the features of NinjaTrader for very, very low price, and you're not committed to it. Anytime you can stop. Steven, why aren't you telling people to trade paper money instead of trying to get funded? I have told people that. I've told people you should practice sim, but the nice thing about Apex is you can actually practice sim. You don't actually have to practice. You don't actually have to actually trade on, but the thing is you get data. So you can still trade sim using the data Apex provides. So I think it's all around. It's a good deal. It's a very good deal. Trust me, I'm trying to help. I would not promote anything on this channel that I personally would not do myself. We got a second entry long, or that I don't think is a good idea. I've from the very beginning have only done things to try to help the viewers here. It's I wish I knew this when I started. Let's just say that. I created this channel because everything that I've learned, I wish I knew way earlier. And so that's why I started streaming, because there was nothing out there. And for me, I was like, I wish there was. I wish someone could have told me about Apex. I wish someone could have told me how difficult it is to trade futures. I wish someone could have told me, how to read this price action and know that this is choppy, and basically every single setup in here has been terrible. I wish someone could have told me these things early on, and realized there's no one there, and so I decided to do it myself. And here I am. Here I am with 11,000 subs. 122 likes, pandas. Let's not let this go to waste. We are more than well over halfway there, and we have about 20 minutes until the stream ends. Let's not put this to waste, pandas. Let's get to that 200 like goal. We have over 200 viewers now. Pandas, 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 pandas. We can do it. Yeah, like I'm telling people to start with Apex, and Stephen H. I mean, he's making good points. I don't think he's here. I don't think he's hostile here. He's actually he's being very polite, asking questions. So I appreciate that. But I will tell you this: when I started, I was putting my own personal money in. Guess what? My first account, I had I started with like $2,000. Guess what happened to that $2,000? Poof, disappeared. Because I had no other way to trade. I wanted to feel the actual risk of money and gain money. And when I started with my own personal money, $2,000. Now you can have that same experience with Apex, but risk only $16, right? Because essentially, if I have a $2,000 account and I started, that's the same thing as a 50K account. Actually, a 50K account is even better because the trading threshold is $2,500. So it's as if I'm starting with an account $2,500, where if I do lose that, I don't lose any money, but I have all the opportunity to gain money. So to me, it's I wish someone told me. I would have saved so much money, learning early on if I knew about Apex, if I knew about prop firms. Mike Richards says, yeah, I lost $17,000 in real money. Some people have lost more than that. I've lost, I cannot tell you how much money I've lost, my personal money trading before Apex. We do have a break of trend here, and we may be coming back into this chop. Am I looking for a short trade here is a question. This is tough. 134 likes. 66 more likes, and we'll get there. When did I start Apex? I started last year. Early last year. I don't think people understand, though, the power of Apex. I mean, not only is it risk-free, the biggest the game-changing part about Apex is actually not even the risk-free part. That's the amazing thing. The game-changing aspect of Apex is actually the multiple accounts and trade copier. That is the game-changing aspect of Apex. I've done that spiel many times, and I'm gonna refrain from doing it because I know people get jaded about it. But I would just say, if you do the math and you have a trade copier, it's a game. You can make game-changing money. Forget about crypto. Forget about anything else. with the trade copy, really you're gonna make so much money if you're consistent. Am I looking for a short trade here, Pandas? I do not know. Price action is making this very difficult, in my opinion. The 10,000 tick chart is showing signs of some bullish behavior because we're above the 20 EMA and we may be pushing again up, but it's so choppy. It's not a strong trend in any sense. The 5-minute chart may create a second entry short off the 20 EMA here, which I wouldn't be surprised. Obi says, do super pandas get free indicators? No, that's not, no free indicators. But you know, if there's like a simple indicator that you really would like, and if it's like very simple, like I mean like 2 lines of code maybe simple, then yeah, you can request it and maybe I'll create it. How much trade copy cost? Yeah, I think it's 150. Someone asked, like, could you create an indicator that, you know, just marks any actually I don't want to say because it might be, you know, not confidential, but I did not get permission to share. So, but yeah, someone asked for like an indicator that was pretty simple, and yeah, he was a panda, so yeah, sure. Four pushes up here, 10,000 tick chart. Pandas, if you guys do your part, scalp that like button. We can hit the goal today. I am so sure we can hit the goal if everyone does their part today. 200 likes, whiskey challenge. Also, today is there's only one more day left to use the code BBM90 for 90% off. Obi says, I need a pre-market high and pre-market low indicator. You know what? I might actually create that and put it free for everybody, because I think a lot of people would like that. I'll put it in my notes, something I'll work on. You know, you could probably make that. That's not a one-liner. That's probably like, that'll probably take maybe I don't know, an hour to make. Just an hour to make, rounding it to the nearest hour. And yeah, because you know, you can also go through some testing and make sure it's working fine, and also you got to program it in a way where it doesn't like overload your computer. Yeah, I'll look into creating an indicator. That's it. And I'll make it free for everybody. It's a solid indicator. It's good to have, and honestly, it's not one that I would necessarily even charge for. But since you're a super panda, Mondo Soul asks, what is your strategy for today? Can you explain again the risk management with 150k account with Apex? Yeah, so the strategy is always second entry long. Second entries. I'm looking for a trend. Right now, the reason why it's hard for me to find a set is because I don't know if we're in a trend now. It looks like we're going up, but at the same time, the price action is suggesting that it's not necessarily a strong move up, and we may create a second entry short on the 5-minute chart coming off the 20 EMA here. And so it might necessarily not be a good time to go long, even though we are going up. So it's a little difficult for me to tell which direction the market's trying to go. But if I knew clearly, I would look for a second entry long. Like, let's say I knew 100% this is going up, then I would look for a second entry long to like a pullback near the 20 EMA. For instance, let me go back and show you some examples of a two-legged pullback. Some trades I took yesterday here. For instance, this looks kind of crazy. Let me go ahead and just clear these. So you have a trend down, very strong trend down, and you have a two-legged pullback. You have a first pullback, first entry, second pullback, and here is a second entry. And so we like to enter on this candle, this reversal candle. And the moment we like to place our order one tick beneath the signal bar. This is the signal bar, the bar before we enter the trade, and we we're able to scalp out, and not only that, get a nice runner here. So this is the setup we're looking for, finding a clear trend and a two-legged pullback, and continuing that trend. That's what we're looking for on this channel. But without a clear trend, it's very difficult to find that setup. And right now, I don't know if we have a clear trend or not. Might be a two-tier channel of some sort right now developing. Unsure. 5-minute chart showing a second entry short on the off the 20 EMA here. Why do I choose a 50K account? Because for me, I like to have at least $5,000 of margin for every one E-mini contract. In the 150K account, the trailing threshold amount is $5,000. So for me, if I want to trade them as PA accounts, that's kind of the minimum I'd like to have in order to trade comfortably one E-mini. That's why I like the 150K accounts. Like at a minimum. Pandas, we are only 54 likes away. We are 75% of the way there. And it will just be a shame if we don't hit the 200 like goal today because of all your hard work. We are so close. I think hey Pandas, if you like what you're seeing here, if you enjoy the edutainment that you see here on this stream, then
5-minute trap.
Scalp that like button. You're only being true to yourself. Not only do you support the channel, but you help others find this channel. Imagine if you started trading, you had no idea where to go. And this whole time, this stream is live, telling you the basics, in and outs, and even advanced setups. Live, trading live, and having a community here. And that person has no idea that exists. You scalping that like button increases their chance that they can see this stream running live in their feed. It'll be in the recommended list. It'll be on the end screen of their videos, and so increases chances. So you are helping others find this, helping others find this stream, and potentially helping other people. So scalping the like button just does only benefits really at the end. Am I looking for fail second tree line? I don't even know if I want to look for that. This is tough. It's hard for me to go short anywhere here. But at the same time, I don't feel comfortable going long at all. I really don't. Jeez. This is tough. We were so close to hitting that goal. No setups here whatsoever. The nice thing about trading only one single setup is that you reduce the complexity by a lot. The bad thing about trading only one single setup is that you may not get your setup. That's the bad thing about trading only single, So that may be what happens here today. We may not find a setup. We get a second entry long here. Do I like it? It's not my favorite. It's not even off the 20 MA at this point. And you also have you have this trend line here as well. 240 SMA may be blocking you, creating resistance. It's tough to say. I mean, I'm not going to go long here. Even though we're in an uptrend right now, it's just a little too choppy for me. And this could reverse easily. Make another attempt down before going up again. It's a little too confusing for me. Don't feel any type of conviction in the market right now. Other than we're kind of grinding upwards. Second entry long here, higher low, second entry long. Do I like it? Well, let me ask you guys. What do you guys think? Would you take the second entry long here? A, B, C. Good signal bar. Risk is not too large. Only 2.25 point risk. Does trigger second entry long in an uptrend. It doesn't really touch the 20 MA. And we may be hitting some resistances here. And also very choppy going up all the way. Which means that it could chop back down before chopping back up. Basically, you gotta look for, are we in a limit order market or are we in a stop order market? And it looks more and more like a limit order type market to me. So I'm gonna sit on my pause here. Even though this makes a point, I just don't feel confident taking this trade. How many of you guys are in this trade right now? A lot of you guys, 50% of you guys saying you're in this trade. Or will be in this trade. Or considering it. Okay, almost makes you scalp. Only 1 point though. Need 1 more point to make a scalp. At least for me. Pushes up. Doesn't quite get there. Still in Trap City. Still in Trap City. All right, Profit City. Made the scalp there. And what can I say? I didn't feel confident in that trade at all. But ends up making a nice scalp here. So congrats to those who took that trade. $154 likes. Man, can we somehow get 46 more likes in the next, let's say 10 minutes? I'll extend it to 10:50 just because we're so close. I want to give you guys a chance. Yeah, so you see this setup here, almost similar setup here, where you got another second entry long off the 20 MA. A, B, C, good signal bar, and you get hit there. And then almost a similar setup happens here. A, B, C, except less dojis. There's more dojis here. Maybe that's something you can consider next time you see the setup. Just multiple dojis in a row, 2 dojis in a row, making it a little more difficult to trade. The price action a little more confusing. All right, official at 10:50. If we are not there, if we have not hit the goal, I will end the stream. But if by 10:50, if we can conjure up just about 40 more likes, I will pop open ball of whiskey and we'll celebrate. It's been a long time since we got the whiskey challenge. We may get it today, pandas. You guys are like children. The only way you guys scalp that like button is if you get something out of it. Like little kids. What kind of whiskey? Good question. I'm gonna look in the reservoir. See what's in there. Second entry short may be forming on the 5-minute chart. The 20 EMA is starting to flatten out here, making it kind of confusing. But this is a second entry short on a strong move down, and it may have another move down. Like you're thinking a potential measured move down on the 5-minute chart. The daily chart, that would coincide basically maybe coming back down to the bottom of the trading range in this blue box, or the 20 EMA on the daily chart. Overall, it's been very, very terrible price action though. Yeah, gotta go to the seller. This is one of those grind up days, huh? It looks like a two-tier channel to me. You see in the midline of this channel, there's a midline here. It might be very hard for you to see if you're looking on if you're watching on your phone, but there's a midline here, and you can see that we have this channel going up, and we are above that midline, and now beneath the midline, and the midline is acting sort of as a resistance area. People don't want to see. Maybe they're all. Maybe there are a lot of Baptists here. We don't want to encourage drinking. Relax, relax. Nothing sinful about drinking. All things permissible, not beneficial, maybe. All right, so what is going on? Obi's asking, is the indicator I'm using the two-legged pullback deluxe? Yes. Could you explain it in simple terms? The indicator. If you go to the website at www.2leggedpullback.com, there's like plenty of information there, and I would say please make sure you pay attention. I am in no way guaranteeing some sort of results, nor is this necessarily a signal indicator. It's not really giving signals to enter trades. It's more of a tool to automatically count legs for you and also automatically find second entries. So that's the whole point of the tool, and also traps, and also gives you alerts, and you can use it as automated trading. You get a couple bells and whistles with it, but ultimately it's just a tool. It's like a person saying like, oh, I can't make money off this indicator. Well, it's like saying like, I bought a hammer, and for some reason I can't build a house. Of course, right? It's just a tool. It's a tool to help you count legs. So it's just counting legs for you and identifying these second entries. Also helps you with studying. Say, okay, like the second entries here do fail often. You know, with all the magenta boxes, you can see so many magenta boxes here. This means so many failures that happen here. This is not good price action to trade. Now we're seeing going up. You see these dark, right? Even here is a little tricky. Second entry long does fail, and second entry long here is successful. So helps you with your analysis as well. A couple strong bull bars above the 20 MA here now. Maybe try to fill that gap on the 5-minute chart. What price is the red line? This red line is a previous day's low. This pink line is a previous day's close. This blue or teal line is the previous day's high. I like to have them on my charts because I have a setup that uses these as an entry to get in. Also, they can act as support and resistance levels. $168 likes. We got about 3 more minutes. In 3 minutes, can you guys get 32 more likes on the stream? Otherwise, all the hard work to get up this high is to no avail, and we will end the stream. We've got 3 minutes left, pandas. Can you guys do it? I think you guys can, but it'd just be such a waste. There are the likes, almost there. So close. $26 more likes. Is it possible? Can you guys be selfless today and scalp that like button? Do it for the team. Do it for the pandas. Do it for the community. Ugh, 2 more minutes. It's so close. It's so close to hitting the goal. 25 more likes. Is it possible? Boy, oh boy. Elio says, I gave you over 10 likes. I don't know how that's even possible. But appreciate it. Woo! It's close. It's a close call. 1.5 minutes. We're at 179 likes. Wow. Wow. Call your friends. Call your family members. Tell them to jump on the stream and scalp that like button. We got about... We are... Alright. We are officially 1 minute away from ending the stream. And we are at 179 likes. We need 21 more likes. Is this a good long? I don't know. I don't think so. Definitely not a first entry. Maybe a second entry long here. Not sure if I'll go long here. 19 more likes. 30 more seconds. Is it possible? Come on, you guys can do it. 19 more likes. Everyone just needs to scalp that like button. Oh, we got 15 seconds left. Is it all gonna go down the drain? Darn, 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 darn. Darn. Alright, I tried. I gave you guys an extension as well. I tried to encourage you guys, but so close. Maybe next time. Pandas, with that being said, had a great time here. Took 0 trades. Terrible price action. There's a reason why. And not trading is part of the strategy. And I think we did it well today. And so I'm happy with, being flat today. I'd rather be flat than red. So Pandas, with that being said, trade safe everybody. And take advantage of BBM 90. Today's the last day for it. And sorry, today is, there's only one more day for it. And I hope you guys take advantage of it. And yeah, trade safe everyone and stick to the plan. As always, it's my pleasure. And yeah. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.